As believers in Jesus Christ, we are called to spread hope and support those who are vulnerable and in need of transformation. God placed a burden on Jane Wathome's heart to care for the sick and vulnerable women in the community. Led by her faith, Jane stepped out and founded Beacon of Hope in 2002 with the aim of uplifting their spiritual, physical, economic and social well-being, especially those in poor communities.
So my name is Jane Wathome, a wife, mother of 3 adult children, and a grandmother of 1. I'm also founder and executive director of Beacon of Hope, which is a faith-based organization I founded in 2002 out of a burden God put upon my heart when I was in Bible school studying theology and counseling. And I decided to focus my thesis on HIV and AIDS, which was a national crisis then in this country. I also interned with MAP International, which was an organization that was training pastors on how to deal with the HIV crisis, which was then declared a national disaster by President Kibaki then. And one thing led to another. I did a thesis, and the Lord said, there's no way you're going to put it on the shelf. I want you to execute this vision. Go to my people and make a difference.
My connection to Beacon of Hope is by virtue of marriage, and I'm married to one Jane Wathome, who is the founder of Beacon of Hope. Jane founded Beacon of Hope in the year 2002, and she started talking about the fact that she felt called to work with women from poor areas and help address their challenges.
Nilijua Beacon kwa sababu mimi nilikuwa na msichana wangu alikuwa ameolewa, akashikwa na ugonjwa mbaya wa AIDS. Sasa alikufa akaacha watoto. Mama mwingine akaja kwangu alipoona nateseka na hao watoto. Akaja akaniambia kuna mahali panaitwa Beacon hapo karibu na Fatima, wako wamenunua hapa. Wanasaidia watu. Jaribu uende huko, tunasaidiwa hata chakula hata nini. Nikaenda huko nikawaeleza shida yangu juu ya huyo mtoto wangu alikufa na aliacha wawili. Sasa wakanichukua na kulikuwa na washosho wengine tu wengi.
Her humble initiative in the Kware slums of Ongata Rongai soon grew into a full-fledged center for change. During this time, the late President Mwai Kibaki declared HIV and AIDS a national disaster, calling on all stakeholders to join the fight against this disease.
I was confronted firsthand by the real plight of those affected or infected by HIV and AIDS, combined with poverty. It was a scary sight, and my heart was broken. And I used what I had in my hand, that was my car. I would put all these women who I came across in the slums and go look for support for them through friends in my church who are doctors, Kiko Shep then, which was one of the few organizations that were supporting those who were vulnerable, and began to have conversations with God as I saw the plight of these women, as I would visit them in the hospital. I remember taking one to Bakati Hospital who was admitted and seeing the state of and the plight of those who were sick, no bathrooms. At one corner was bodies of many dead people still in the same room, and I just felt this was not on. Just because you're poor and cannot afford proper health care, one should not be subjected to this, and least of all when you have HIV and AIDS. And I remember having a conversation thereafter, after that encounter, and this woman dying. We went with a friend of mine, we nursed her, we took care of her, prayed with her, and the next day she passed away. And out of that, as I was dealing with my emotions all around that, in the quietness of my car, I remember the Lord challenging me and asking me, how far do you want to go with this? Are you ready to serve? Are you ready to serve them? And at that point, I said yes.
With even greater conviction set upon her following the death of one of the women, Jane decided to set up vocational training in carpet weaving and sewing, for the women in her care.
Aliona nikiwa na msichana wangu yule wa kwanza, akaniuliza mbona huyu mtoto hayuko kazi? Si umlete ajifunze kitu hapa. Mwaka wa 2006 kaanza kujifunza, nikajua na nikaanza kushona hapo ndani. Ilikuwa kuna kujifunza hiyo mikeka, unajifundisha juu ya biashara, business na caregiver. Na nilijifundisha nikamaliza, na nikawa nafanya kazi na wao kushona mikeka.
Soon after, Beacon of Hope introduced a children's feeding program, implemented a children's creche daycare, and introduced Kikoi weaving as a second vocational course.
We've looked at having a very integrated model so that then when we serve the individual, the family, or the community, we are looking at all their spheres of life. We are looking at their emotional, their social, their health aspects, and also spiritual aspects, so that then we are able to respond or walk the journey together, so that the equipping process, the empowering process has so much depth for them to be able to gain the kind of skills, the knowledge and attitudes that they need to excel.
BOH set up a small clinic and a VCT by 2004, and it was on the rise, receiving numerous patients from the community. Later, Beacon of Hope will begin its first HIV support group that went hand in hand with home-based care training.
Actually became the first care and treatment center in Kajiado, where we were able to give the antiretroviral drugs. And as we went on, we were able to put up a school, we've been able to put a technical college, we've been able to go to the communities, take medical care into the depth of Maasai land for many, many years, and had centers there. And as a result of all these interventions that have been organic, normally when you work with a woman, because we started with a woman, the women I met into the community, that woman brings the entire community. She brings her children, she brings the young people, she brings the society around her. And as a result, we've had to address each of these in a very organic way.
With an increasing need for more clinical services, Beacon began offering maternal care and specialized medical services to promote health equity. Since then, Beacon of Hope Health Center has impacted thousands of lives through its medical outreach program. Over the years, Beacon of Hope has achieved several milestones in its journey of serving the community with the support of individuals and organizations.
Focus Africa has really been following Beacon of Hope's lead and how we could support them.
And we as Chapel Hill Bible Church have been able to be a part of that, which is a real privilege for us. The sponsorship program and the medical camps have been huge. That has been a huge area of growth in our church. I'm always amazed every time I go to Beacon of Hope. You are doing something new there. There is some new plan, or they're building some new building or a new outreach. So I definitely see that continuing into the future. And I hope that our partnership will also be able to continue into the future and show further growth.
I can see how Jane has done such a wonderful job in empowering women. So God sent you this angel.
Almost a decade after Jane began her work, Beacon of Hope Academy's primary section was launched, and the Vocational Training Center was fully operational and registered as a technical training institute with TVET. Since then, Beacon of Hope Primary School has had 3 sets of candidates sitting for their national examination, KCPE, marking a transition to prestigious high schools.
I joined it when I was in baby class. The key lessons I've learned at Beacon of Hope is to have faith in God, to be determined in everything I do, to have a goal so that I know what I want to pursue.
When the Kenyan government began transforming its educational curriculum, Beacon of Hope stayed ahead of the curve, with the first cohort from grade 6 sitting for their KPSEA in 2022, to ensure that learners have a smooth transition from one level to the next. Beacon of Hope built a brand new junior secondary school within its premises.
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Beacon of Hope. It has nurtured me from where I was a kid. Since then, I've been with them during my primary life, my high school life, my college life. They've been all there for me.
Beacon of Hope provided me with a safe space because I joined when I was still young, but through their program, through their mentorship, I was able to find the right people who stood for me. Besides the fact that I lost my parents, they supported me with the school fees. They also supported me with the upkeep money. When I joined university, they also came in handy. They supported me. When I graduated, it is through Beacon of Hope where I got my internship. I am working at an IT firm called Cisco.
I work with Equity Bank as a relationship manager. I was able to be taken through high school, all through to Form 4. Beacon of Hope paid my fee. I was called to Kisii University. You are in darkness and all of a sudden you meet Beacon of Hope and everything begins to shine.
While Jane pushed for the economic well-being of the women under her care, they began a table banking scheme which now has 5,112 members spread over 218 groups. Interventions from experts helped the beneficiary of women at Beacon of Hope gain more knowledge about proper savings and economic growth techniques. Their hard work and resilience have ensured that these women now have access to over 9 million Kenyan shillings in group savings and over 7 million Kenyan shillings in assets.
Beacon of Hope walikuja kwa nyumba kunitembelea, nikawaambia shida yangu. Waliniletea karai na kijiko ya kuchoma samaki. Walinipromote na kitu kidogo. Nikaanza biashara yangu. Vile nilianza biashara, nilikuwa na save kidogo kidogo. Tunaenda kwa chama, tunajifundisha vile tunafanya chama, tunafanya table banking, tunachukua pesa, tunapromote biashara. Naweka kidogo kidogo, nikaona mzee hana kazi. Hata naona saa hii nauza samaki, samaki imeshaleta paka carpenter.
So the needs of the community are informed through data, through research. So we have received dignitaries, even from the US, who have come to learn about different models that we implement and how Beacon of Hope is able to engage the communities. And this also has given us accolades, and we have been in a position to showcase our implementation approach.
Blood Water stepped in, providing improved access to HIV testing and counseling to thousands of adolescents and young people, and crucial palliative care to over 120 young people living with HIV and their households. Beacon of Hope worked with Blood Water to improve access to safe water, sanitation and hygiene, which helped in COVID-19 prevention and contributed to social well-being and gender equality for over 3,000 adolescents.
Speaking from Olos Rikon Primary School, which is found in Kajiado County, I am a class 8 pupil. We're really thankful for Beacon of Hope because we've been having major problems as we go to the bathroom. The doors are not there. We waste a lot of time as the teachers wait for us in the classrooms. We are thankful because now we don't have to waste time. We don't have to put girls as our doors in front of the toilet because now the new toilets have doors.
With more favor pouring in, Beacon of Hope partnered with Christian Aid on the Jenga Kijana project to support out-of-school youth in Nairobi, aimed to increase youth-initiated economic projects.
Mimi Jenga Kijana benefit personally through kutuwekea businesses. So hapo hivyo tumeweza kujisustain kiasi na at least your profit unapata kidogo, unaweza enda nao kwa nyumba ufanye vitu 1-2, si ndio?
Through USAID Tumikia Mtoto Dreams project, where over 25,000 vulnerable adolescent girls and young women are being trained on life skills and mentorship with the aim of reducing new HIV infections and gender-based violence.
Dreams means ensuring that adolescent girls and young women at the ages of 10 to 24 years are determined, are resilient, are empowered, are AIDS-free, mentored, and are safe.
Dreams has enabled me to know how I can prevent myself from HIV and AIDS. Also, Dreams has changed my life through paying for my school fees. As a young mother, Dreams has taught me how to be responsible and take good care of my daughter and accept myself the way I am.
The success of this project attracted different stakeholders to accelerate enrollment and service provision, including the county government, local administration, and civil society. Beacon of Hope is a role model in community transformation throughout Africa, and its primary school and vocational training center are the schools of choice in Kajiado and Kenya.
When you look at our mission statement, we have fourfold areas that we focus, and we call it SPACE. That is spiritual, physical, economic, and social. So spiritual stands out as the first area of empowerment we focus. Then our core values also states very well what we stand for. Our core value number one is that we are led by our faith in Jesus Christ.
Once you have been with Beacon of Hope, you see the possibilities, you see what can be done when you put your mind to it, when you commit to a call. You see how God comes and makes it possible to do extraordinary things.
20 years old, a person is usually very young. They're enjoying life, they have not even lived it, but they are looking ahead to great things in their life. And they are looking to live longer than they have lived in the past. So as I say, happy 20th anniversary to Beacon. Beacon has not even lived it. It's young, it's energetic, it is beautiful. It has the potential to grow for many years ahead to something that will make history in this nation. So happy 20th anniversary, Beacon of Hope.
We've been commanded by Christ to go beyond Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, and to the rest of the world. And we'll be seeking out individuals or communities that want to become beacons in their own community, but may not know how to do it, and will be willing to catalyze the model that we've developed to walk alongside them so that whatever we have begun can happen in all these other communities and in other countries, but using the Beacon model, which we call also the Beacon Way. So in the next 20 years, we want to see further growth, transformation at the household level, transformation at the individual level, community level, and a transformed society, because we'll have allowed God to use us and to stretch us even more than He has done in the last 20 years.
The organization is committed to expanding the medical facility to an inpatient hospital, expanding to new counties and countries, and becoming a prime organization supporting smaller organizations to scale its mission. The future of Beacon of Hope is to do more, touch millions of lives, and to go to all the counties in Kenya and all over Africa. It is truly a beacon of hope, lighting the way for others to follow.